Alrighty, welcome back to the kitchen. We're here at the moment in the lovely Casa del Thorman kitchen, and we're here to do a little food review. All right, so went through Coles a little bit earlier in the week, actually last week, and got some of these. Couldn't go past them actually. So it's been pretty cold here in Perth lately, and I don't know about you, but I want something nice and spicy when I'm in some cold weather. And so we went past the noodle section, one of my favourite sections in the supermarket. Got some of the Suimin KPOW Korean style spicy noodles. Flaming cheesy chicken now. So some beautiful Korean style, you know, some of that gochujang, beautiful Korean spicy noodles. I love Korean spicy food. And they always like to put some cheese or cream and stuff in things as well. I think it goes really well. So Suimin, one of my favourite noodle brands as well. Like I said, noodles, one of my favourite sections of the shop. And Suimin, you can never go wrong with some Suimin. So I've just put the kettle on to boil, and we'll quickly get these made up and we'll see how they go. All right, let me just quickly re-boil the water very quickly. Fantastic, and I'll get these set up while we're here. Get them out of their little packet, so they're in a little cardboard sleeve even. I don't want to, it's such nice packaging, I don't want to ruin it. As the kettle just boils. All right, so there you go, that's what the top looks like. Beautiful, beautiful. Light your taste buds on fire, it says on the outside of the cup. So let's get the plastic wrapping going. Beautiful packaging. I tell you what, they were about $4, I think, from Coles. So they're not cheap, but I'm hoping for a good meal actually. So the ingredients, or the directions are: open the lid halfway. I've done that. Remove the seasoning sachets. Haven't done that yet. Seasoning sachets, of which there are 2. You can have a quick squeeze at them. 2 seasoning sachets in, and look at the noodles as well. Nice and thick in there as well. Good noodles, good noodles. Korean noodles, they like them to be a little bit thicker. They're very, very nice. Add 400 mils of boiling water, cover and allow to stand. So I'm hoping there's a line, and there is a line in there, so they've thought of everything first. Drain water, retain 4 tablespoons. Now, I'm not normally a fan of drier noodles. I like soupy noodles, but that's right. We'll cook the noodles, drain them, add contents of seasoning sachets, stir well and enjoy, and I think I will. So let's get rid of some of the rubbish. Always got to clean as you go, okay? Now let's get that boiled water once again. I'll give it one more little, I don't want to lose the edge of the boiling water. And I'll tell you what, I ran these through the Yucca app just to see, you know, how healthy they may or may not be. And they got 4 out of 100. So I think it's like golf, lower the score the better. So I think these are pretty healthy. So I'll give them just a little bit of a stir. Just get some of the water through the noodles there. All right, now I'll just let them sit. How long do I let them sit for, Mr. Suimin? 4 minutes. We'll come back in 4 minutes and we'll find out what's happened. All right, tell you what. I am brimming with excitement. So it's been about 4 minutes, and we're about to start making these noodles now that they should be pretty cooked. Let's just give them a check while we're here. Definitely softened up a lot. I reckon they've softened up enough. Good thing with these thicker noodles is they are nice and chewy as well. They don't just lose all texture. Let them sit for a little bit longer. They don't just lose all texture once they are boiled. So I'm looking forward to I like these nice and thicker noodles. They remind me of the Buldak noodles actually. So I might even have some in the noodle section of the cupboard. I do indeed. Here you go. Here's some half spicy, but lovely hot. So these are for Mrs. T. She's not a big fan of the spicy food, but the Buldak brand noodles, oh, they are fantastically flavoured noodles. I like them so much actually, in fact. I'll even show you, I'll let you in on a little trade secret, right? So I love this Buldak brand so much. they do a little hot sauce. And I tell you what, I put that on everything. Anything that takes sauce of any kind, put some Buldak in it. You want to like more of a mayo-y sauce because this is a bit of a hot sauce. It's quite savoury, a lot of umami to it. It's basically the sauce they put on their noodles. You want something a bit more mayo-y, a bit creamier, mix up some Buldak mayo. Mayo, Buldak, oh, it's great. It's great stuff. You cannot go wrong with some Buldak, I reckon. And I'm hoping that the Suimin KPOW Korean style spicy noodles live up to the hype. Anyway, so I reckon my noodles are pretty good now. So I'm gonna trip to the sink. You're not gonna come with me. I'm gonna trip to the sink and quickly drain these out. Hopefully don't burn myself. Let's see how we go. Now this is a bit tricky here. You get to see the rear side of me as I take off this lid just to make one less issue for me. All right, I've got to retain 4 tablespoons. Is that what it said? 50 mil, I think it said. 4 tablespoons, 50 mil. Let's give it a bit of a read. 50 mil. All right, so there's 400 mil in there. You do the maths. I reckon about half of a quarter left, or 1/8 for you smart people. I never get this right. I always make it too watery. So I reckon I've done pretty well there. There is a little bit of water in there, but there's also a little bit of powder in the... Yeah, I reckon that's good. I reckon that's good. All right, so there's one seasoning sachet that's powder. And there's one that's a bit oilier, probably a bit of, surprise, some oil in there maybe. All right, so as we get stuck in here, oh, and there's even little spring onions and stuff in that powder sachet. Very, very light as well. You can see the cheesiness. I don't know if I can get that on the camera, but you can see the cheese powder that's probably in there. All good stuff. Good for you at least. So as I try and get this seasoning packet, I need to find some scissors actually. No, that's not scissors there. Let's have a little look. Oh Christ alive, where are the scissors, eh? Lord knows where the scissors are. Jeez, I should have thought of this before filming. Where are the scissors at? Bear with me for 1 second. No, not down here either. All right, interesting. All right, well, oh, you know what? They're right next to my camera. All right, so we got there in the end. With these oily ones, I always just like to cut off a corner and put them in there. All right. Now you can't go wrong with spicy Korean food. Ever had tteokbokki? Oh, amazing. Lovely spicy fermented flavors. Let's see how we go. All right, I reckon that's most of the seasoning done. Clean up as you go. Mrs. T would be proud. All right, let me start stirring. All right. Now there was a bit of powder that I just dumped on top there, so it's going to take some mixing. So bear with us for 1 second. It's already smelling great. Absolutely fantastic. And I reckon I've left too much water in. I reckon it's too runny on the bottom. But sometimes with all the starch and stuff in the noodles, if you keep mixing for a little bit, it does start to thicken up, but this is very runny on the bottom. I left the tiniest bit of water. Maybe you just got to leave a lot less. I always get it wrong. All right, so I showed you the Buldak before, and that stuff is spicy. You don't want to have too much. Sometimes if I'm feeling a bit delicate on a day, those noodles are not for me. But Suimin, a bit more of a mainstream brand. See, nice thick noodles. Look at that. And the sauce is covering them okay. There, like I said, there's a bit of runniness in the bottom. Now I'm thinking from a more mainstream, not necessarily imported brand. So Buldak is imported from Korea, gaining a lot of popularity because they are quite spicy. You can get them even spicier than the normal version as well, and they are very spicy. But these, I reckon, won't be as spicy. And that's the impression I'm getting from giving them the old smell test with the old proboscis. I don't think they're going to be as spicy as the Buldak noodles, but are we ready? Are we ready to stick them in the gob? Let's have a look at and see what they're like. Let's have a little go. They're spicier than any Suimin I've had before. That is good. It is good. But are they as flavorful as a Buldak? No, is the short answer. They are spicy, it is good. Maybe not quite as savoury, flavors are very one-dimensional, just on the top. They are a little bit sweet, but not super savoury, not that really nice punchy flavour that keeps you going in on a Buldak, which is, I think, the gold standard of these Korean style noodles. Buldak does a cheesy noodle as well, and it's better than this. But that being said, they'll probably go nicely here in this nice cold morning here. We've had some really freezing mornings here in Perth, and so this will go down a treat still. But is it what I wanted? No. And is it more expensive potentially than a Buldak cup as well? I think it is. So I think if you want a spicy noodle, Korean, that's what you're in for. Get a Buldak one from your local Asian supermarket. You will not be disappointed. I don't think the Suimin KPOW chicken lives up to the same kind of standards. But anyway, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a fantastic video. And look, if you like this kind of content, leave a little comment down below, push it, make sure the algorithm pushes it. So you've got to get there and engage with the video. And if you like this kind of content, then let me know. And who knows, you might see more food reviews soon. I'm pretty experienced with food myself, and so hopefully I'll be decent at reviewing the food. Anyway, have a fantastic day everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.